Good afternoon. This is Brian Shannon from Alpha Trends Blogspot. It's Tuesday, November 5th, 2006, and the S&P 500 closed up once again. The spiders on the screen right now were up about 61 cents, or about 0.5% today, and this market just refuses to go down, it seems. Until you start saying things like that, then it'll probably gap down. But there's no sign of any distribution, no sign of any need for people to take profits in here. The market just keeps chugging higher day after day. We saw that breakout yesterday to new highs, and it continued to add to those again today as this bull market continues to march forward. The 10-minute time frame, we can see here that really it was a pretty quiet day for the market, actually. If we look at it, let's look at a 1-minute time frame. We can see that VWAP, that the markets were a little bit weak. They started out actually on a little gap higher. They pulled back a little bit. Then something happened in here that people got all excited about. I didn't read the news, but it just then kind of went sideways for the rest of the day, struggling back and forth with the daily VWAP, and finally that daily VWAP was holding as support late in the afternoon. So the spiders, nothing has changed here. Market is continuing to move forward, and the semiconductors, SMH, we were looking at this group thinking that the $35 level was going to be some potential level of contention because it's been this support area back in mid to late November, and we saw that yesterday's break past the resistance was very bullish, and now it seems to be tightening up in this range here. So right now I'd say intermediate term neutral. We've got support probably down near 34.60, and let's just call it 34.50. Would be the best area of support right now. And I think for the buyers to really exert their control, it probably needs to get it back above 35.20. One nice thing to see in this group was this Novelis. Novelis had a big day today, and Novelis has been really one of the stronger stocks in the semiconductor group. So keep an eye on Novelis, and it often lately seems to be leading the SMHs. The bigger level of resistance obviously is up near this 35.90 to 36 level. And when you start to look at this in terms of the last 3 or 4 months, it just looks like a sideways action. But maybe the buyers are getting more aggressive in here, and that's what this higher low means, and maybe we can push through that next time. We'll see. The Qs, Nasdaq 100, continued to move higher as well. This market continues to act very strong. The Qs finished with a 16-cent gain today. That little spike in there didn't really happen. So you see that the level that we were looking for as far as support of 44.20 was tested early on, and I drew that incorrectly. But we were looking for support near 44.20 and then down near 43.90 initially. So it looks like 44.20 is the proper place to look for support. We got a little bit of resistance up near about 44.55, and the bigger level that the market's going to have to get past is this 44.80 or so to make new highs and catch up to the S&P 500 a little bit. Mid-caps, as I've mentioned, this is the stronger group, and the strength in these mid-caps might drag the Nasdaq 100 higher. But we saw the big movement higher yesterday, and this market once again is getting extended after the last week and a half of strength in there. So just be careful with it. It looks like the best level of support is 148.50 right now, and probably a little bit of support at 149.20 before we do get down towards that level. But this market continues to act great. No reason to look for any type of turnaround. Let's take a look at the stocks we've been in. Wet Seal we continue to hold on to this one after getting involved a couple days ago at $6.80. We're in at $6.80. We've had our stop at $6.95, and we're going to keep it there once again. The stock isn't doing anything, so there's no reason to exit it. It's in an uptrend, so it's innocent until proven guilty. It's just I kind of wish it would get going and do something. Gentex, we also got involved with at $16.60 back in here. I guess it was. It was that day after the pullback. That was last Friday. Yesterday it had a great day. We raised our stop to 16.78, but that stop was completely irrelevant as the market opened at our previous, actually at where we got in at $16.60. So the market opened at $16.60. That's where you should have sold out. No position any longer in Gentex. Out at about a break even is where you should have been out of that one. Biomet, we got involved in yesterday at 38.15, and we raised our stop in here and got stopped out of it today with a 45-cent gain as it broke down through $38.60. The disaster of the day was Sirius Satellite, and I posted a comment emotionally this morning about it. I was thinking maybe I ought to delete that post, but I'm not going to do that either. The stock, I said I broke my discipline, and I did break my discipline because it wasn't an idea that I was necessarily looking at. I think it was Tom pointed out yesterday too. Brian, wouldn't it be better to wait for some weakness and then buy strength? And that's always my preferred way of buying these stocks. And I broke my discipline there as well by doing what I don't normally do, which is to buy the pullback. Yesterday I said, no, I think I'm going to buy the pullback here. And that ended up being dumb. You don't buy weakness. Let the specialists buy weakness. Let the market makers buy weakness. They have hundreds of millions of dollars back in them. But when the stock gaps down like this, it just ruins a day. Actually, it didn't ruin my day because I was involved with some of the other Asian stocks that had a great day. So let's move past Sirius. I sold it, pre-market at $3.91. I always think that it sucks to take the loss, but when there's something wrong with it, it gaps down like this through these moving averages and stuff. Just rip the Band-Aid off. It hurts. You're going to take all the little hairs with it, but just move on and forget about it. I didn't waste any further time. This is the only time I've looked at it since I sold it this morning, and you would have wasted your entire day in here when there was a lot of good stuff happening in the market. So let's take a look at some of those other stocks we've mentioned. Last night I'd mentioned Cyberonics rather. CYBX is a symbol. And I was looking to get involved above 24.50. However, it opened about 25. So it opened a little too high. You wouldn't want to chase that. If anything, maybe after that pullback. But officially no position in CYBX, so no trade taken there. LaBranche, symbol LAB, we were looking for a move above $11.05. The high was $11.05, so there was no reason to get involved in LaBranche either. NUVO, NUVO, here the stock, what we were looking for was a move past $19.60. Before we got involved, it opened way up here at about $20 and at a dime or so. So there was no reason to take a trade there. Either was a gap 50 cents above our entry, and I'm not going to continue to update that one either. REDF, this was a nice one. I told you I had been involved in it yesterday, and I'd suggested that I was probably going to look to add to my position above 1875. Unfortunately, I missed it there, but I did have stock, so hopefully some of you guys were able to get involved above 1875 because it ran straight up to 20 bucks a share, which was our target. So I'm going to say you should have been out of this trade, or if not, I didn't get out of it. I got out of half my position. But I'd say right now your stop ought to go at about $19.23 a share in REDF. Advanced Micro Devices, we were looking for a short sale opportunity in here. What we were looking for was a rally up to $21.20 and then a breakdown below $20.95. So there was no reason to get involved in AMD either. And the little stock that I'd mentioned was Conexant, CNXT. I suggested buying above $2.20. Should have been purchased at $2.21 right here. And our stop in this stock was going to be at $2.14. I think you can raise that up to $2.17 in Conexant.